go ahead and talk about the legendary creatures in the set and their potentials as generals. I already talked about Avacyn, Angel of Hope, in a previous video, and I've had a lot of people talk about her being played as one of the other 99 instead of being played as a general. What do you think her potential is as a general?
Having done a lot of extensive research into mono-white generals, she's very good for beatdown decks. I know a lot of people like Takeno, but she makes everything indestructible, which is something that, since white has a hard time getting card advantage, that could be very useful. But I think I agree with everyone else that I'd rather have her as one of your 99. I'd like to play her in some sort of Doran-colored Reanimator deck, something juicy with tooth and nail.
People are talking about either Reanimator decks or Kalia decks are really the only two that she's going to be seen playing, but, you know, I don't know, if I saw someone slap her down as their general, I'd be fairly impressed.
Griselbrand is obviously kind of Avacyn's nemesis, and as such, he's sort of the polar opposite. He's quadruple black. He's ridiculous. I don't care that he's 8 mana. You ramp into him. You cheat him into play. Doesn't matter. Mono black decks, it's like having Necropotence as your general, but if Necropotence could gain you the life back that you paid for it. It's like having Yawgmoth's Bargain as your general.
One thing I'm scared of with this guy is I am afraid that he may be banned. I don't like saying things are going to get banned because I feel like people throw the ban word out too much.
The B word.
The Griselbrand is going to be the kind of guy who everyone at the table is going to be out to get. Through steely face cards, through everything. They're going to be out. The entire game is going to center around Griselbrand.
I think as one of the 99 or as a general, he's viable because they've put him in a color, well, for commander players at least, that has access to a lot of ramp. 8 mana in decks that their whole life is devoted to Urborg Cabal coffers, that's no big deal at all. I feel like as a general, he's going to stand out as one of the 99. It doesn't matter that he's quadruple black. Everyone's just going to reanimate him or cheat him into play somehow. I feel like Griselbrand's going to be terrorizing us for a while.
Next we have Sigarda, Host of Herons, one of the 3 legendary angels. These 3 angels were obviously targeted towards Commander, and Sigarda was the first one spoiled. And against, if someone's playing Tyrant of Discord, Sigarda just kills that. So your Tyrant of Discord's even less impressive.
I like Sigarda because I saw her and I decided that I want to build Green-White Angel Tribal. And as I said before, I'm not big into tribal decks at all. But I hate to say this, being a stereotypical woman, I do love angels because they're pretty. And then we're going to get to the part where I'm a Magic player. So I just saw her and I thought, I can tooth and nail for a Chroma and Avacyn.
That is pretty cool.
I have an angel tribal deck that can actually cast all the expensive angels that it has.
Next up is Gazella, Blade of Gold Knight. This shit gives Furnace of Wrath to everyone else but you, and everything deals half damage to you. That's just bonkers. And the first strike is relevant in a lot of cases.
All I see is a lot of damage in 2 colors that love to play beatdown. There's also the obligatory, she's going to be good in Kalia. It's like they made a set devoted to players of 1 general.
That's pretty awesome. Maybe they'll do that for some of the other generals later. Who knows?
Bruna, Light of Alabaster, is the last of the 2-colored legendary angels, and she's personally my favorite. As much as I want to build the tribal angel deck, she's amazing. She lets you actually play Voltron with auras. And you never get to play Voltron with auras. Auras are bad, everyone knows this, blah blah blah. She takes away the downside to auras. In 2 colors that can easily tutor for enchantments, have a lot of cards that interact with enchantments. You can run Enchantress engines in this deck. You get Enlightened Tutor, Idyllic Tutor, Auramancer. So you can put the enchantments on your other creatures. It doesn't matter. For heaven's sakes, you could put a Celestial Mantle on your Trinket Mage and it wouldn't matter because if it dies, you can just get it back and put it on her. So I think she's awesome. Everyone gets tired of seeing Voltron decks that are equipment. I don't get tired of building them, but everyone gets tired of seeing them. And so she's going to let us see a subset of cards that we don't really see often in Commander because of the loss of card advantage they give you.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee there have been tons of people looking up auras on magiccards.info trying to see what the best auras would be to play this deck. The thing is, this deck, like Griselbrand, I think, not as bad as Griselbrand, but I think this card and the deck that's going to be built around this card is going to terrorize people for a little while.
I feel like she's a less oppressive Zur.
She is a less oppressive Zur, but she is also a much cooler Zur, I think.
Oh,
I think she's cooler than Zur, for sure.
So you hear that, Zur players? You should ditch the black and get a style points upgrade by playing Bruna.
And Bruna's prettier anyway. Much prettier than an old man.
With crazy hair.
Well, that's it for this edition of The Other 99. Avacyn Restored is turning out to be a pretty awesome set, especially for Commander. If you have any other thoughts on the cards mentioned or think we've missed a few cards ourselves, let us know in the comment section below. I'm Karsten.
And I'm Brionne.
As always, thanks for watching.